In this video, I will show you the best settings for exporting high-quality videos with Davinci Resolve. This video is for people who want to export videos for YouTube, but it will be helpful for all kinds of people no matter what export destination they want. I will explain how each option works and recommend the best settings for specific scenarios, like dealing with limited upload speeds or exporting gaming videos. So let's go to the Deliver page. As you can see here, there are a lot of presets that came with Davinci Resolve. I wouldn't recommend using any of them, as we will use our custom settings. Then I will show you how to save them as a preset for quick access. So, to export in a high quality, we will use the custom export option. Then we will name our video, as well as set a location for the export. Under the render option, we can specify if we want to export the whole timeline as a single video file or multiple videos from the clips that are cut inside our timeline. The individual clips option is great if we have multiple timelines inside our main timeline and we want to export them individually. For this video, we will use the single clip option. Davinci Resolve export settings are divided into video, audio, and file. We will go through each section step by step to help you achieve high quality results. So let's go with the video section. The first option we need to take a look at is actually the second option, which is choosing a codec. A codec is an algorithm that compresses and decompresses digital media files, such as video or audio, to reduce file size while maintaining quality. It determines how the data is encoded for storage and decoded for playback. The most famous codecs are H.264 or H.265 and the newly adapted AV1 codec. H.264 is the most common and widely used video codec on the web, but it's older at this point and we should avoid it for YouTube exports. H.265 is a much better and a more efficient codec than H.264 since it's newer. And AV1 is the best codec for efficiency, meaning that you can upload smaller video file sizes while preserving the same quality as H.265. However, since AV1 is the newest codec, it's not as widely accepted as H.264 or H.265, but YouTube accepts it very well and won't have any issues with it. You need Intel Arc GPU, NVIDIA RTX 40 series GPU, AMD RX 6000 series GPU or later to use the AV1 codec in Davinci Resolve. If you don't have an AV1 codec like me, just use the H.265 and it will be fine. It's important to note that AV1 is not yet available in the QuickTime format, which we will cover next. The format drop-down menu allows you to set the container of the video. The file container is the file that holds the media information like the video, audio, subtitles, and the metadata of the video. For this setting, we will choose either QuickTime or MP4. QuickTime uses the .mov file extension and it supports multiple codecs. We will only use it if we want the highest audio quality out of our video. This uses the uncompressed linear PCM, which is an uncompressed audio format that preserves high-quality audio without loss. This means that the audio size will be bigger inside the video file. If you don't care about the best audio quality, we can just use the MP4 file format. This is a highly used and adopted file format by almost every major video hosting website, and it supports the same important codecs that we want. Another benefit for MP4 over QuickTime is that it will also make you review the video while it's being uploaded, so you can add the end screen elements and the info cards before it finishes uploading. For the encoder, just use Auto as Davinci Resolve determines which encoder to use on your system, whether it's a GPU accelerated encoder or a CPU encoder. If you are not sure which encoder to use, just use NVIDIA, AMD, or Intel Arc if you happen to see an option for them. For this network optimization checkbox, just make sure it stays checked. That's because it will make YouTube process the video much faster. Now for the resolution, no matter what your resolution is, I would suggest selecting 4K or if possible, 8K resolution. It doesn't matter if you have a 1080p or a 1440p source videos. This little trick will force YouTube to choose a better codec after their processing. 4K will force them to use VP9 with a high enough bitrate, and 8K will force them to enable AV1 with even higher bitrates. For me personally, I always upload my videos in 8K to force YouTube to use the AV1 codec. For the frame rate, just stick with whatever frame rate you got in the timeline settings. Now for the actual quality of the video, which is determined by the bitrate, we will have to go to the rate control and make sure to choose a variable bitrate. After that, we will get two options for selecting our quality. The first one allows us to set a quality based on the movements of the video. I would say just use the best option and you should be good to go. However, if the quality isn't as good as you want it to be, just switch to the bitrate option, which is what I personally use. Bitrate is the amount of data processed per second in a video file, typically measured in kilobits per second or megabits per second. Higher bitrates mean better quality but larger file sizes, while lower bitrates reduce quality as well as the file size. YouTube has recommended bitrates for different resolutions and frame rates. However, these bitrates are for H.264 codec, which, as we said, is quite old and not efficient enough. So to get the best quality possible, I would suggest these bitrates no matter what your videos are about, gaming or whatever else. Keep in mind that these bitrates will result in bigger file sizes that will take longer time to upload if you have a slow internet speed. Encoding profile lets us choose the color bit depth and chroma subsampling. That means if we choose main 10 instead of main, we will force a higher color bit depth for our exported video, which is 10-bit color. If you happen to find some color banding on your video after uploading, just switch to the main profile. I found no issues uploading my videos using the main 10 option to YouTube, so I will just leave it as is. The keyframe sets how often a full video frame, aka a keyframe, is stored during encoding. The less frames, the better the compression and seekability. So instead of making it automatic, we will use a 1 second worth of frames for any given keyframe. So if you have a 24 FPS video, put 24 frames. And if you have a 30 FPS video, put 30 frames. And 60 for a 60 FPS video. I upload all my videos using a 1 second keyframe interval with no issues. Frame reordering enables the use of B-frames, which improve compression efficiency and reduce file sizes without affecting playback quality. YouTube fully supports B-frames, so it won't cause any compatibility issues, and we will have it checked. The preset option lets us tell how fast we want it to encode the video. The faster it is, the less efficient it's going to be. For example, if we choose the very fast option, it will export more frames per second, which will lead to a faster overall speed of the exporting. But the quality will not be as good as the very slow option for the same bitrate. I recommend using the medium option, which gives us the best of both worlds. If you have an RTX 4080 or better GPU and you export videos in 4K, just use the faster option to make it utilize the dual encoders inside the GPU for faster encoding speeds. Tuning adjusts how the encoder prioritizes speed, quality, and latency during export. For tuning, just leave it at high quality. You can also choose the ultra high quality option, but it's not necessary. That's because it will take twice as long to encode the video as the high quality option for a minimal gain of quality. The 2-pass option is an encoding method that performs 2 encoding passes over the video during export. The first pass analyzes the video, and the second pass uses that data to optimize bitrate. This ensures better quality and smaller file sizes. However, 2-pass encoding requires more time to complete for only a slight improvement in efficiency. So I would suggest leaving it disabled because it will take a longer time to encode. Now for the rest of these settings, you don't need to change any of them. Now let's go to the audio section. Now as I said before, if you choose the QuickTime container, you will get an option to export uncompressed audio with your video file. But since we chose MP4, we don't have that option. So we will use the smaller and more compressed AAC audio codec. We will set a 256 kilobits per second audio bitrate with a sample rate of 48 kHz. There is a new feature that allows us to normalize the audio levels of our video to meet the YouTube loudness standards, and it's called Normalize Audio. If we check it, we should use Optimize to Standard, then we should select the YouTube option for the best compatibility. Keep in mind that if you have intentionally brought down audio, this will try to bring it up, so make sure to test it before you publish the video. Lastly, the file section has some options for naming the video. You can play with them if you desire. Now to save all the settings for quick access, we will make a preset. To do that, go to the 3-dot button right here and click Save as New Preset. Give it a name and click OK. Whenever you want to export using the custom preset, just go to the top left and click this arrow and click on your preset. So let's start the export. Until this moment, I've shown the best settings for the best possible quality uploads to YouTube. And always remember, the higher the bitrate, the better the quality. However, not everyone can upload such high quality videos due to their slow internet connections or limited data caps. So I will briefly show you the best settings for those intended users. So if you have a super limited internet, instead of uploading 4K or 8K, I would suggest you use this resolution, and it's only about 14% more pixels than 1080p. The reason why you should upload using this resolution is that YouTube actually considers it a 2K resolution, and 2K resolutions and above will get encoded in VP9 codec. This will result in a much better quality and better efficiency than if you just uploaded a 1080p video. As for the bitrate, just use 13,500 kilobits per second for 60 fps videos, or about 11,000 kilobits per second for 30 fps videos. I've done so many tests and these are the minimum bitrates that I would recommend. If you really want to upload 4K videos with limited internet data, you can just upload with at least 20,000 kilobits per second bitrate. This is the minimum that I found to be effective for even 4K 60 fps videos. I would also suggest using the very slow encoding preset as well as the full 2-pass encoding. This will make the encoding process a little slower but will ensure the best efficiency for your assigned bitrate. As for the other settings, just leave them as shown. Lastly, for the audio, just use the AAC audio codec with 256 kilobits per second bitrate. This isn't a big factor in terms of the final file size. If you want the best settings for recording the screen using OBS, watch this video. Thanks for watching and I will see you in the next one. Peace.